wrestling buddies want to be your buddies.
What's going on?
Hey, buddy. Buddy!
You got me mad now.
Welcome, everybody. I think we're on the wide cam, so I'm just going to put my arms out and say, hi, this is the Wrestling Compadres Slamcast right here on AfterBuzz TV on Podcast 1. If you're watching, thank you. How you doing? If you're listening, whether it's on AfterBuzz and iTunes or Podcast 1, we appreciate you for coming in. This is a big show because this weekend is the WWE Survivor Series, which makes this edition of the Slamcast the...
Go home! That's your home! Are you too good for your home?
It's the Go Home Slamcast, everybody. Sorry for pointing a pen in your face. I will put it down. All right, let's get into it. I'm amped up right now. I had a little bit of tea.
A little bit
of chai tea. I'm a little bit amped up. I'm excited. We got a great week in store. Let's get right to the introductions. First off, we are at Wrestling Buds on the Twitter. We are Facebook.com/WrestlingBuds. And I am at Jay Quasto.
Yeah!
And also, that man right there, he is wearing a lovely Macho Man shirt, if you can't actually see it. And now he's giving me the Opa shot to compliment me very much. You can find him on Twitter at Curtain Jerks. He is the host of the Curtain Jerks podcast as well as the 16 Bits podcast. You know he's Scott Narver.
Scott Narver, he's Scott Narver. Curtain Jerk Compadre, he's always there to save the day. Scott Narver, he's Scott Narver.
R-Truth can not only rap, he can come up with that song right there. That was in his K-Quick days.
Oh, really? Is that what it's from? Mm-hmm. That's where that song...
It was Getting Rowdy and the Scott Narver song.
You sure?
I am sure.
Man,
Really?
smoking ruined his voice.
Yeah,
It sure did.
He really had a much higher tone back in the day.
That little Jimmy, it was just really a bad influence on him.
Jesus.
I'm very sure.
Okay, well, let's get to the gentleman sitting next to you who happens to be wearing a Wrestling Compadres Slamcast t-shirt. You can find him on Twitter at Nat Baymel, very funny comedian and wrestling encyclopedia. He's Nat Baymel.
Kabuki!
I don't know what camera's pointing at me, so I'm trying to point at them both.
Point at them all. Point at them all. Now, guys, as much as we're in a very good mood, we have a lot to talk about. I apologize to the audience. I advertised Dale Rutledge this week. He was in town.
We got everything set up.
No, look, I know. We hung out at Lucha Underground on Sunday. It was amazing. He said he was going to be here. Exactly. I know. He's
Farouk.
I know. I don't know where he is, but unfortunately he did not show up. So I'm leaving this empty chair for him in hopes that he might show up. But we're going to have to go on without him. I was really excited. It would have been a big show for us. We have our 100th episode coming up. Dale could have talked about it, but I don't know. What the... Wait a minute. Who is coming in studio? Oh my God! Oh no!
Through the snow!
It's the Demon Dale! It's Demon Dale, everybody!
It's that damn demon.
That damn Demon Rutledge!
Oh, thank goodness it's not corporate Dale.
Although I do look good in the suit together.
Demon, whatever.
Matt Damon Dale.
Matt Damon Dale.
Damon Wayne's Dale.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to give this man an introduction all the way from Washington, D.C. into your hearts, into your homes, into this studio. You can find him on Twitter at TheWalkingDale. He's Dale Rutledge!
I got a puppet.
I got a puppy.
Bad news.
What's up?
Hi, buddy!
Good to be back,
Bear
man.
hugs! What's happening?
I was gonna crawl the whole way, but it's only like a 20-foot studio.
And I don't think anyone would have seen you.
I mean, it really doesn't
We wouldn't
matter.
have seen you.
Maybe I did crawl all the way then. Let's just lie about it.
Let's just lie about it and say we did it.
How's it going?
Man, it's good to see you, and everyone's excited to have you in soon. We might get a lot of views now.
Oh, finally.
You know?
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I've been in D.C. for about 6 months now.
Yep.
It's alright. But I miss being here with you guys.
How about it?
Thanks for wearing that shirt. You
welcome.
get that on ProWrestlingTees.com?
Yeah.
Right?
Great.
How about this one? This is the trio shirt.
I'm a fan of that one. My face is on it. So.
You can go to prowrestlingtees.com/wrestlingcompadres and buy yourself a t-shirt. And rumor has it, some of you haven't gotten your t-shirts. T-shirts.
T-shits.
I just took a t-shirts before crawling in here.
Yeah, you gotta take your vitamin C to avoid the T-shits.
Is that why you were amped up today?
Yeah, I'm a little amped up.
Little t-shirts.
Got a case of those t-shirts.
Yeah,
some of you have not gotten your t-shirts yet.
This is outrageous!
I know it is.
Yeah.
That's why you need to go to prowrestlingtees.com/wrestlingcompadres. Get your damn t-shirts for the holiday season.
That's such a great name for Booker T's fans. We are the T-shits.
I don't know if that's going to catch on, but I like where your head's at.
Because I'm the Compadres, you idiot.
That's right, Booker. We know you are, man. We know you is.
Speaking of t-shirts, did you see I got this Bray Wyatt Undertaker shirt on?
You bought that. You bought that in Sacramento
from WrestleMania
31.
Yeah,
exclusive.
I never thought it would be
relevant
again. And here we are in the middle of a feud.
Only 6 months later, ish.
Only 6 months later.
They should have made playing cards out of that too.
It is, yeah. You can see, but
it's got Taker with the sickle on the bottom.
Yeah,
and
Bray with the lamp.
Yeah.
And by the way, I think we're going to get Chuck Rice on the line later for some Survivor Series predicciones. Chuck Rice, the fellow that lives in Texas.
Oh,
lives
right.
in Texas, but he's from Texas.
The other compadre.
Yes, the other compadre.
He's got the T-shits right now, so we got to catch him when he's doing all right.
We all got the T-shits. What a... Does that classify as a Freudian for me? I think it does. Freudian slip?
I don't think... Is it Freudian?
Is it?
I don't know. What's going on with you, man?
I don't know. I've never had the T-shits, but I'm just saying I think it's a Freudian.
I think you ought to learn what
then again,
Freudian
why do
means.
I want to think? That means I'm thinking of something else that I want to think about.
Yeah.
So I don't a dietary slip.
Yeah.
You're gonna fart in with too much confidence, my man.
Yeah.
Which I've said about you often.
Kaduki!
I'm hoping that's my worst mistake of the show. Probably.
Oh boy. Let's just turn everything into poop.
Probably not. Poop jokes. That's where we've gone. That's where
Finally,
this is just
something I can talk about.
What's that smell?
Yeah, that's my bad, everybody. All right, so hey, first off, announcement: our 100th episode is coming up on Tuesday, December 8th at 11 a.m.
Can you believe it?
Money for Sunny!
Money for Sunny! As Scott so adequately named it last week. It's going to go on live, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, because we want to have a time not only for our American friends, but also our international friends. We figure even if you're in England, fast forward 10 hours, it's still like 9 or 10 p.m. You can do that, right?
8 hours for them, I think.
Carry the
Is it 8 hours from California? Either way.
Yeah, so it works out even better for them.
11 a.m. We'll be here. It's going to be live. We'll do a live chat. We're going to do phone calls. Definitely people calling in.
Sure.
It's we'll try and get a couple people to pop in studio, be a guest.
We'll see who can count to 100 the quickest.
Yeah.
We're going to have a telethon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You call now.
Yeah, we're going to raise T-shit awareness.
T-shit awareness.
Yeah.
And money for Sunny.
Money for Sunny. Gotta help her out. She needs that cash.
She really does, though.
She
that's
does.
not a joke.
At any point, she needs money.
Yeah.
She entered McMahon's Millions multiple times.
Oh, dear. Boy. That is a true fact.
Yep. Anyways, we're going to do it. Tuesday, December 8th, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please join us. We want to have a big chat room, and it's going to be fantastic. Also, we are going to get Lance Storm on the show sometime very soon. Unfortunately, he couldn't do it today, but Carlo Cannon assured us he's going to be on the show. And I just want to say he's got a match this weekend, actually. November 21st, Century City Casino in Calgary. He's got a tag match. Him and Rachel Ellering, who is the daughter of a WWE Hall of Famer, Paul Ellering, versus Brett Morgan and Giselle Shaw. It's her debut, I guess, as a wrestler. And Lance Storm, of course, has his own academy. So that's going to be a hell of an event. So if you're in Calgary, go see it. November 21st, Century City Casino. Hit up Lance Storm on Twitter for all the info, and we'll take care of it.
Nice.
So how's California been for you since you've come back?
I like it.
Yeah.
I wish I was still here.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah. Let's not talk about it.
Okay. Sorry.
I'll get the T-shits. It's not pretty for me. You guys handle it pretty well, but...
I'm on a roll, baby.
Brock knows.
No. Lucha Underground. Lucha Underground was a
Lucha
great time.
Underground was awesome. I mean, we can't say basically anything about it.
Please don't.
No, we can't.
You were both invited. Thanks for declining.
Yeah.
You're welcome. So that way you can put your legs up.
That's exactly what it was.
We actually got to take Kathy Kelly, who is a lot prettier than both of you. So
Yep.
it was fine.
Together?
Oh, speaking
Not
of which,
together.
Yeah,
you should see the
individually.
That's subjective.
You should see the fury that happens in the chat roll when she's not on the live Raw after show.
Dear.
The anger and the fury from horny dudes who just get mad. Where's Kathy at? Well, she's got a life. She's in New York. I'm sorry, everyone. You got to put up with me.
Well, maybe you should make that shirt a V-neck.
Hello.
Start showing a little
A little
something.
bit more. Okay.
Hey, yo.
All right. Not a bad idea.
You have been working out.
A little bit.
Okay, let's not stare.
Look at those forearms.
How many bee stings you got there, buddy?
This is when you work out, and then afterwards you get the T-shits and gets you leaned out.
Yeah,
Is that your secret?
it dehydrates you. You get all cut up.
Oh, yeah.
Give me a hell yeah.
So, Lucha Underground's going to be awesome for season 2.
Yeah,
That's all we will say.
A lot of new folks, a lot of old folks.
Alberto? Huh?
No, I told you.
Already talked about it,
Right.
Scott.
Yeah, he's there.
No. Last week he is.
Yeah, you explained it. Alberto Del Patron is a different guy.
No.
El Patron.
No, it's El
Alberto
Patron.
Del Patroni.
No, it's Alberto of the boss, which means it's his protege who moved up upper management once he was forcibly excommunicated.
Now,
You sure?
Yeah, because
He
the one
actually-
here,
he
the one
actually
here
is
is
there.
Bert the River.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bert the River?
yeah. On
Yeah.
WWE, that's Bert the River.
that's what it translates to.
Oh my God, you're right.
Wow.
Bert the River.
That's right.
That sounds like a band from the 90s that was on the MTV Buzz bit.
Yeah, Bert the River!
Like better than Ezra. It was good living with your
Dale's wearing their gloves. He knows.
I can only find half of them. I'm looking for the rest.
And now a new hit single from Bert the River, everybody.
Or he sounds like a Sesame Street character designed to like create environmental awareness. It's like, hey everybody, I'm
Bert
Bert.
the River.
Don't dump in me.
Don't swim upstream.
If you get the T-shits, make sure you get away from me. Well,
All right. That's a lot of things that don't exist.
Wait,
Good work, everyone.
what kind of podcast is this? I have no idea. Anyways, before we get into, obviously, Survivor Series is a go-home episode. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. It's time to get into a little bit of the Slamcast news.
Where is that coming from? Things have changed since I've been here.
Magic.
That was impressive.
All right, everyone, we have a whole bunch of news here coming up. A lot of TV deal news.
He's serious when he holds the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly.
I am reporting on things.
He's like Michael Cole without Mountain Dew.
There is no Michael Cole without Mountain Dew.
Yeah, he's got red drink instead.
This is Tom Brokaw, everyone, with the Slamcast news.
3 people just recognized who Tom Brokaw
That's
was.
okay, 'cause I feel like it's a decent impression. I'm just going to keep it going.
They're huge Kathy Kelly fans and Tom Brokaw fans.
Yeah.
Yes, Ring of Honor, so known to many as Ro, with an H.
Is it too early for me to opt out of this?
Ring of Honor!
Brokaw.
Ring of Honor has a new TV deal in store, everybody. The final episode on apparently Destination America is just cleaning house of wrestling. They just gave
All right,
it.
forget about it.
They gave it a shot, and they were like, "Nah, dog. I don't know."
Ring of Honor's going to Spike TV?
No.
So many other shows on Destination America are doing so well, so they had to get rid of the good ones.
There's not enough ghost shows or live exorcism shows.
Catch and Release or
or
whatever the hell they're doing.
what the hell's Catch and Release?
I don't know.
Fishing
I'm
show?
sure it's on there.
It's
though.
actually their Bigfoot hunting show.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a documentary about the T-shits.
Yes, that might actually. We should pitch
I
it.
need to know.
The
Catch and
T
Release.
stands for tasty.
So Ring of Honor is going to start airing nationally on Comet Television starting December 2nd at midnight, which is on Wednesdays. Their final episode on Destination America is November 25th. I looked up Comet TV. It seems to me like it is nationwide, but you...
This nation?
This nation.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the same question everyone had about Destination America.
That is fair, except this sounds ridiculous.
Sounds like a Uruguay station. Uruguay! Uruguay!
Hey, you're ugly. Not nice.
So I Googled, Comet Television. You go to their website, you put in your
They're
zip
very
code,
grateful.
and it'll tell you,
We got a hit.
hey, here's the thing.
There's just one guy looking at their hit count like,
I'm trying-
we got one!
Hey, I'm trying to get excited about this.
He was
Let's get
asleep.
excited about it. It's a
They
TV
hit a
deal.
buzzer.
It's a freaking national TV deal for Ring of Honor. Let's get pumped.
It is exciting.
No, it's
For that guy, yeah.
Combat TV, it's something that was started by Sinclair Broadcasting, who already broadcast Ring of Honor. So basically, if you put in your zip code, it'll tell you what local channel you can watch Ring of Honor.
Okay.
So it is nationwide.
This is what happened to me for Lucha Underground, and I put in my zip code, and they only show it in Spanish in DC.
Hey, you're learning something. You're learning French
I'm
and
learning.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Well,
Domo.
So yeah,
Domo.
Yeah.
I think that's Japanese.
I
think that's French. For I speak Japanese.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
money for Sunny.
Well played.
So is it? Do you get it here? Is it Combat
Yeah.
TV
You know what's
available
weird?
in the Los Angeles area?
It told me that it airs on KDOC, which we have Championship Wrestling on KDOC on Saturdays at 4. I don't know if it's the same KDOC. I guess it's got to be the same KDOC,
Yeah,
right?
that's the point of call numbers.
Yeah.
Letters.
So that's what it is for us locally, which is interesting. But I look at it this way. If it brings more wrestling viewers to KDOC, then that can only help us out at Championship Wrestling. So
As long as you can get somewhere where people respect what they're doing, it's got to be better.
You're like gonna be the NXT to their ROH.
maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, people have gone from us to Ring of Honor and then vice versa. So you never know. Either way, I'm glad we're at 4 p.m. on Saturdays. It's awesome for us. Speaking of TV deals, TNA is now in talks with WGN America
Whoa.
because their deal with Destination America expires in early 2016. I don't know the exact date. So, Scott, to answer your question that I know is on the front tip of your mind, that title series might never, ever end.
Hooray! Good. It just needs to go for all of time. Whoever gets 1 million points, then it resets and the points double.
Yep, there it is. Just like you and I had our wedding singer quote off the other night, and you put yourself ahead of me in the standings for the title series.
That's right. I'm currently ahead in the title series.
You won
the TNA
with,
World Title.
You won with they were cones. So yeah, WGN America. Is that a nationwide thing?
Yes, they are. And WGN America had one WWE programming. Was that Main Event or?
It was Main Event or Superstars a long time
Superstars,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
Before
me,
the network.
It's a no-brainer for WGN. You're gonna get more ratings with TNA than you would with anything else.
WGN also had that Wrestling with Death show, that like reality show we had the guy on.
Yeah,
from it.
that's right.
So they obviously care a little about wrestling.
It was about a family that ran a funeral home and also ran a wrestling promotion. Because, as you do.
I mean, you got to make money.
I mean,
maybe Sonny should start a funeral home.
Some of the guys she's dated.
I was biting my tongue.
Narver does no such thing.
No, he doesn't.
It doesn't matter!
So I think
CM Punk returned to TNA imminent on WGN America.
Maybe.
Chicago station.
I would love. Well, Punk's coming up in the news actually, but I think this is a no-brainer for WGN. I would like to see. Personally, this is a better TV deal than Destination America. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're in more homes.
It was in my. I used to have WGN. I never got Destination America. So let's hope for the best because we want them to have tapings, want them to have a great audience, want them to have a great show.
Well, they already play Cubs games all the time, so it's a good tie-in of you have other sports entertainment.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Speaking of Impact, Brooke Adams or Tessmacher, whatever you like to call her, Chuck's buddy is leaving Impact Wrestling. She tweeted out this week, a fond goodbye. I don't know what she's doing next. Maybe back to the Amazing Race. Or who knows? She was like a runner-up.
Amazing Race made me not like her, unfortunately.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah, I watch The Amazing Race all the time.
Oh, do you?
Wrestlers or not.
Wow.
So how did they come across?
What?
So you said you didn't
She
like
was
Brooke
just
from
the
it?
worst.
What about Robbie E?
He's fine.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you like him more
She
from
freaked
it?
out the whole time, and he was just trying to like cool her jets, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but she's pretty.
Did you? You gotta tell us twice. Dana White says CM Punk will have his first fight in the MMA, UFC, whatever you want to call it, before the summer.
Of what year?
In a closet.
He says 2K16.
All right.
Yeah.
Dana White's not too happy right now.
And I
I'd
will tell you
imagine.
this. I watched the fight, and it cracks me up that Dana White has the balls to make fun of pro wrestling when he has learned how to hype fights from pro wrestling.
Oh, God, yes.
Really? Like dudes trying to get at each other at a freaking weigh-in? Okay. Yeah, you didn't steal that from pro wrestling, buddy. Come on.
Or that time that Ronda Rousey buried someone alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that
also,
was actually my favorite UFC moment.
some people think the whole Ronda Rousey fight was a work because she was taking time off. You take the title off her. I don't
And
know.
because the lightning hit her and her hand rose from the grave. Total shoot, brother.
Hey, total shoot in my opinion.
She did look different, right? She looked like not as good.
Well, she certainly looked a bit different after the fight.
Aw. Yeah, she had to go to the hospital.
She got beat up bad.
She got knocked out.
Yep, she got crow-copped.
I don't know. It's like, I don't think as a competitor you would...
You don't want to get knocked out to throw something.
Yeah.
You just sort of... Yeah, you wouldn't... No, that's too much.
She's filming too many movies to get her lip split like that.
That's what I'm saying. So...
Yeah, you don't want a broken nose, possibly broken jaw, and a concussion. You know, that's just not something you do.
Well, while we're on
Just
the
tap
topic, do you think this will affect the excitement around her maybe going to WWE because she lost a match? I don't think it matters.
No, I think maybe it makes it more likely that she will.
I thought when Brock Lesnar lost that WWE would be less interested in him, and because he lost his last 2 UFC fights and did not look good in either of them.
Yeah,
and he came in as a monster.
Urine and vomit.
Yeah, we remember.
He was sick at the time.
Yeah, the t-shirts.
Yeah, it was.
Severe case.
One way of putting it.
Yeah.
One way of putting it.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. And I mean she's well known. That's all they really care about.
And they're a huge promotion machine. They'll make it huge.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
You don't have to be always winning.
And they already said they're going to have a rematch. And, you know, I wouldn't put anything past Holly Holm. She fought the perfect fight.
And she's so nice.
Good for her. Yeah. Good for her.
I loved all her post-fight interviews. She could have been more humble and
people need to give her the
pinch her little
credit.
cheeks.
Yeah,
she earned it.
Give her all the credit. I'm tired of hearing.
She's like 34.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Totally on board. Good for her. Also, our friend Alex Riley, one of our favorite guests we've ever had multiple times on the show, he teased a return this week on Twitter. His quote was, "More in 3 weeks when #Riley comes around."
All right.
Hell yeah. It's about time. And also, he said he wants a t-shirt.
That's awesome.
I told him, I'm like, give me your address. I'll mail one to you. Out of my dime, I'll get you a t-shirt.
You're such a good guy.
Wear it in the gym, take a picture, and put it on Twitter for us.
Just a few
Anything else?
That's it. But no, I'm excited to see him come back. I really hope NXT has a plan for him. He's worked his tail off to come back, and he's been awesome on our show.
Oh, no, he's a great guy. But just to clarify, these shirts are for the type of people who would take pictures of themselves at the gym.
They're for anyone who wants to buy them.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, Nat. Why don't you just enjoy your shirt? You go to the gym, don't you?
All the time.
Well, why don't you wear that shirt and take a selfie?
Alrighty then, I will.
Well, maybe you should. Anyways.
I feel like something's going on that I don't understand.
Gym talk. I don't get it.
I mostly do Pilates, so I don't know.
Alrighty then. So anyway, Alex Riley, we can't wait to see you back, and hopefully we'll be in touch soon. We got to have him on the show again.
Yeah.
I think the time is right. Maybe we can get him on post Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Let's get him up. Let's get him on next week.
All right.
All right. Let's go. Get him on the. Okay, right now.
We can just tweet him.
And
That's how booking happens in the WWE, by the way.
I have an idea. Enact on it immediately.
Let's do it. Make it happen. I just got excited. I got so excited there. Oh, and lastly, on a sad bit of news, wrestling legend Nick Bockwinkel passed away. 4-time AWA champion, many consider the best ever. He was a ring general, amazing talker, just the kind of guy other people would be jealous of. He's a Hall of Fame class, 2007. He was almost 81 years old. And you mentioned he's one of the reasons you got into wrestling, right?
No. Mad Dog Vachon, actually.
I'm sorry, Mad Dog Vachon. Okay.
Yeah, way to blow that pop for later.
Yeah.
Oh, that's part of something else that we're talking about.
We'll see.
Either way,
Boy, Bockwinkel would have put you in your place right now with big old words.
He would have shot me down.
Would have shamed you.
He made me feel better about having wavy hair.
Good point.
Oh, someone should have.
He was one of those, man. He had everything, really.
He was a guy I saw way too late as a fan of wrestling, and then once I was exposed to him, I was like, why does Flair get so much credit and hype when Bockwinkel is so natural? If Bockwinkel existed now, like if just He the Man existed in these times, I don't think he'd ever have the title off of him. For how eloquent he is and how natural in the ring, and he's soft-spoken. He doesn't have to yell. He doesn't have to do all that. He blows so many guys out of the water. He's absolutely stunning.
He had it all. He's the kind of guy that dudes would be jealous of. Like, does he have to have everything? You know?
Not even just that, but he was also paired up with Bobby Heenan. So as if he wasn't good enough on his own, it's like, oh, we also have the greatest manager of all time hanging out with him.
One of the greatest performers of all time. Those two together, Jesus. So yeah, he had a hell of a life and ambassador for the business, and you know, he had a great run.
80 years is, I mean,
we
should all be so lucky.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's like, it's sad that he's gone, but at the same time, it's like
celebration.
What? Yeah.
To have the career he had in wrestling is obviously not easy on the body. Still made it to almost 81 years old, and what a career it was. And I really hope WWE puts together some kind of cool video package for him, I think that would be great.
I'm sure they will.
I sure hope so, because he certainly earns it. So
Hopefully they run some programming on the network, really.
Yeah.
Something
I'd
needs
love
to
to
happen.
see that. That would be amazing to see like a retrospective look on his career. Even like give us an hour special would be so fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the top matches that he's had.
Hell yeah,
All that sort of
promos,
stuff.
everything. So with that said, we celebrate the life of Nick Bockwinkel, and that is the Slamcast News.
Never heard that in my life.
This show is magic, dude.
I tell you what.
We put all the stops on this show.
I think there's a squirrel orchestra in here somewhere.
Where?
Let's get into it, everybody. So, the Survivor Series, as we're recording this, I can't imagine this is the final card. We got 5 matches on the horizon. So, before we get into our predictions and everything, is
None
there
of which are
anyone...
Survivor Series. by
What's
the
that?
way. None of which are Survivor Series matches so far.
No. With the exception of the entire roster, who would you like to see in the Survivor Series that is not in the Survivor Series right now?
James Storm.
Don't you dare. Continue.
He hasn't even signed a contract yet, has he?
Oh, but maybe it's for a contract. Who survives gets a contract.
Aside from the entire roster, you say?
Yeah. I mean, really,
I would love to see Dalton Castle show up.
he's on Ring of Honor, is he now?
He's not on the main roster of WWE.
This is what you said. You said people that are not on the main roster.
I was joking. I meant...
You made
Because
this.
right now, nobody's on the card. There's 5 matches.
You open up a wonderful
Linda
hypothetical.
McMahon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Down.
No.
Why not?
Linda McMahon?
Yeah.
Against the boogeyman.
Okay.
Only one man will survive.
Jeez.
You didn't think I had that one, did you?
That
Yeah.
frightened me a little, actually.
Let's think. I mean, there's really only like what 8 people on the card right now because you have the 2 matches, the 3 matches, and then you have
The 4, the 2, and the
2
3.
divas.
Yeah.
No
It's like
joke.
a 50, 25, 25.
We have 12 people on the card right now. 12 people. That's
Yeah.
it.
I really thought this was going to be the year for a Divas Survivor Series. I really
That'd be great.
was dream making that in my head a few months ago, but I don't think they're going to do that at this point. But they're not going to do any Survivor Series at this point.
They have to.
I'm guessing it's going to be New Day and a couple of folks versus Usos and a couple of folks. I don't really have any other guesses besides that.
Neville, Cesaro, Ziggler,
I mean, how do you not have Cesaro and Ziggler on?
Sheamus.
But they were
he's
all
lurking.
just going for the title, so there's no storyline. I mean, you can throw them in a like
that's
heel
what-
versus face, but
That's what Survivor Series matches always were, though. It was always just sort of you have like
Yeah.
2 people who actually are feuding, and
Right.
they recruit other people.
Let us not forget, in the back of the day, there weren't always huge build-ups of these.
And Ziggler and Breeze have a feud going, so
Yeah.
that could easily be 2 captains of teams.
they're not making Breeze a captain already. You think?
Fought for the title, why not?
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
I think you're right. I think New Day and Usos is a shoe-in.
Yeah.
Or do you think they might just put them in as a tag title match?
I think that's a waste for this.
Yeah.
Why are we calling it Survivor Series?
Good point.
I mean, they haven't really. They've been sort of like on and off with like traditional Survivor Series matches for the past like 5 to 10 years. But some years they do it, some years they don't.
They've mostly had at least one.
This
Yeah,
is
there's
a
always
year.
1 or 2, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a year where you have to have. I mean, I don't know. Maybe call me old-fashioned. I love the elimination matches. They're really fun to see. Who goes out
Old-fashioned.
first? I am old-fashioned.
No, they're great. That's part of the show. If there was not a Royal Rumble at Royal Rumble,
Yeah.
that would be pretty lame.
You don't have Hell in a Cell without the damn cage,
Well,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just dumb.
If you had
Yes, I'm absolutely positive.
Money in the Bank with no Money in the Bank, it's kind of disappointing.
then it's just money for Sunny.
Oh, she needs it, Johnny.
I think we're
You're
just learning-
old-fashioned.
I think we're just learning that every single pay-per-view is a gimmick match.
Yeah.
No Elimination Chamber, no Money in the Bank, no Royal Rumble, no Survivor
But that's-
Series,
yeah.
no Hell in a
No,
Cell.
there's gonna be. Think
no
about this, though.
TLC.
With these 5 matches, that's not gonna. Not every match is gonna be a half hour. So I think on SmackDown we're going to see, which they're probably filming right now as we speak, or pretty
Yeah.
close to
Yeah.
it. I think there's going to be 2 elimination matches. I would love to see, like you said, a Divas one. Maybe let's get Team Bad and Alicia Fox versus Becky
Natty.
Natty.
and
Natty. Damn it.
Divas Revolution.
Emma.
Nope, that's not going to happen.
Oh, okay.
She's
Is this where you
Hugging here.
you don't just bring up 2 NXT girls?
Nah.
Nah.
Rusev
No,
and a
that's not
wig.
That's not gonna happen.
Okay.
Mrs. WrestleMania, Santino Marella.
Damn it! I guess we can't do that.
There'll be something. They'll figure out something.
They better.
Well, Cesaro and
Or else I'm
Ziggler.
gonna keep watching.
Yeah, and be mildly perturbed.
Mildly, to say the least.
There'll be a tweet or two.
What
Oh,
about
yeah.
What about the damn Dudleys? I mean, you'd think they would be on.
Who's the damn
When's the last time they were in a Survivor Series?
Let them hang with the Usos.
Yeah.
Usos, Dudleys.
Against New
Day
Day and...
How about this though?
Los Matadores.
What if we do
Bo Dallas? He
No.
loves the
No
positivity.
doubt, that is good.
Yeah.
What if we do big time Survivor Series matchups? We do Dudleys, Usos, primetime players versus New Day.
You would have 6?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And who else would New Day
I
team
thought
up
you
with?
were old-fashioned,
not
Johnny.
old-fashioned.
Versus
at
New
all.
Day, the Ascension, and Stardust.
Yeah.
Wow, he's so happy with it.
I was
Wait
going
a
to clap for you, and then you gave yourself fake applause.
Yeah.
What? I was going to clap for you, and then you gave your own self applause.
Yeah, because I felt like I earned it in the moment, and I didn't think you'd be behind me. To be
Damn
honest with you.
squirrels.
I really didn't expect you to be
That's
there.
a fair assumption.
Yeah.
But Stardust is like teasing a feud with Cesaro.
Has been, but then the whole
Yeah.
Cosmic Ascension thing has kind of disappeared lately, so I don't know.
Which makes me sad. I like them.
That would be a hell of a fun match. New Day, Cosmic Ascension versus those three teams.
Yeah.
Book
You're
it.
right.
I just did book it.
All right.
Yeah, but like, write it
emailing
down.
office and Stanford now.
You should do that, though.
Yeah.
That looked like you were faking it.
Oh, well, yeah.
That was mock typing, sir.
Yeah, I'm a little more savvy than that.
It's called improv with the keyboard.
Okay. I'll go with it next time.
So there we go. Thoughts on the contract signing?
Ciao.
I mean, we knew something was going to go down when it was closing out a Go Home Raw.
Yeah. Which is great, by the way.
Yeah,
Right.
that's huge.
Yeah.
It's awesome. We didn't know it was coming, and apparently neither did Charlotte's mother, who got very angry on Twitter. I mean, it's always a tough call. I mean, I guess if Charlotte and Rick must have said yes, and obviously without telling.
Well, you can't call all of his wives and figure out who's
you
going to be
can't.
okay with it and who's
You
not.
cannot. That's a good
So,
point.
It's fine. I thought it was great. It made it real. It made it have more weight to it, and the hatred between them has just been kind of, felt a little forced. I
Like
would
typing
say.
on a
Yeah.
keyboard, just fake.
Just fake.
Like I was just doing.
Mhm. But I
It's not
think
fake. He could injure his hands. He could still do carpal tunnel.
it's true. Got to be careful as a host.
I will.
But I loved it. It made it more of an actual feud for me. I thought it was cool.
Yeah,
And Charlotte had real emotion. I mean, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
it was legit. It gave her 3 dimensions.
Yeah.
Nat, go ahead. I know you have a contrasting opinion.
So, I mean, when she was talking about her brother up front, it gave her 3 dimensions. She's crying because, my brother died. It's horrible. But then when she started in with, the scripted stuff and started acting again, it was just such a contrast between, real genuine emotion and just, I will beat you this Sunday for this butterfly belt that I'm holding.
I mean,
I know, it's just also it just sort of came out of absolutely nowhere. And also, I mean, we were talking about this before we went on air, but not a lot of people know that her younger brother died of a heroin overdose, or that she had a younger brother at all. And so I imagine a lot of people are like, oh my god, David Flair died? When did that happen? Wait, she's older than David Flair? How old is she?
right.
It's just really confusing in a lot of ways. And I don't know.
Was this brother in wrestling?
Hmm?
Was this brother involved in wrestling?
Yeah, he was 25, 26 when he died.
That's a shame.
And it's really, really tragic the more you know about it, because he was on and off the drugs for a long time, clean for a really long time. Ric Flair took him to Japan. He was training with All Japan Pro Wrestling. He had all the promise in the world. Ric Flair was beaming about him. He was so proud. He was going to do really well. At the time, Charlotte had just started training in NXT.
So we're talking 3 years ago-ish.
Yeah,
4 years
and Rick was the one who found him in the hotel where he OD'd.
God, so he was doing great, and then just
And then
this
just
kinda relates
fell
to-
off the wagon.
Yeah, and that WWE 2K14 or 13 where he kind of
Yeah.
was drunk and stuff. It was around that same time that things were,
yeah.
it
And
was-
it's
Rick went through some rough stuff. Yeah.
And it's you're inviting people who don't know about it to look it up, and it's just oh, this is horrible.
Yeah, I mean,
But it also might be really cathartic for her.
yeah, I mean, but it's real life.
Maybe, but at the same time, it's
bottom line is it's not for us to judge. It's not for us to.
Yeah.
They were
but,
into it, so
Yeah, I mean, if they decided to do it,
and also if it got like a great reaction from the crowd and like invested like everyone there, but like people were just kind of staring silently while this was going on.
Well, it's because they were kind of uncomfortable with it.
Yeah.
Anytime that comes up, it's a very uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a moment that's going to help define Charlotte for me. That I know that's a real thing that she talked about. It brought real emotion for her, and it helps define that character for me, knowing that her brother couldn't do this, she achieved it, and that's the moment I'm going to remember. I'm not going to remember the other scripted stuff, like at this Sunday it's going to be this thing. I'm going to remember that moment forever.
I mean, I completely agree, but if like the thing everyone's going to remember from that is, well, your brother wasn't much of a fighter. Like that's what everyone's gonna remember. Like they could have had her do that at any other point, because like they brought like all four of them in, the new ones in at the exact same time, or the four new girls, three. It was Becky, Charlotte, and Sasha that they all brought in at the same time, and they just brought them in as a clump, and they didn't like give them any sort of individuality at all. And now all of a sudden, randomly, in like the go home main event segment, it's like, oh, by the way, my brother died. It's like you could have done that after you won the belt or leading up to the belt.
It came out of nowhere. It really did.
Of absolutely nowhere. And I mean, like, yeah, heel heat's fine, but like it just really came across as like the old Randy Orton, Eddie's in hell right now moment, where it's just like, there's so many better ways you could have gotten heat for this.
To me, if you're going to close out Raw with the contract signing, I was already excited for the match. I didn't need this to make it more important. Maybe they felt like they had to. Oh, we got to close out Raw. And then I love the brawl. To me, they could have just brawled for the contract signing, and I would have been all right. Hell yeah.
And also, I mean, like Charlotte's essentially saying, like, I'm now wrestling to sort of fulfill his goals and aspirations. So it's like, oh, cool. Now I get to think of your career as a requiem for a dream. That's inappropriate.
I mean, she already has a wrestling dad. Is it really?
Yeah, but like
that different.
She like, sort of like made it like I'm like fulfilling his dream by being a wrestler. It's like, so you don't really want to do this?
I didn't read it that way at all. I thought it was good. I agree with Scott where it was adding emotion to something from a person we haven't seen a lot from yet. So to me, it was more of a defining moment of actually making her stand out and give more validity to this feud and helping make her be something, because I haven't really felt a whole lot from her. She's great in the ring, but I haven't felt a whole lot from her on the mic before.
Sure.
And defining Paige as an awful person.
Yeah.
That they're not friends anymore, and that, you know,
that sure
she
did that.
says that terrible thing about her family, and it's the divide. She's not going to tease to be the friend anymore, and Paige is going to be the most hated diva that there is.
And she can pull that off.
Yeah.
No, Paige is great, and I wish that they had built up to this over like a couple of weeks, because I mean, like 2 weeks ago, didn't Paige, like we weren't even still sure if she was on their team, and then all of a sudden she turned.
But I think this might be necessity from Seth Rollins too. Like this match may have gotten moved up to more of a main event spot on Survivor Series, and now they're like, we got to do some more storyline with it or something.
And anytime you bring up real life death with a family, it's always a risk. You know, if you remember the whole Jericho Punk angle, what Jericho was bringing up, like alcoholism, that was really uncomfortable, and that just didn't work. But whereas when Punk poured out the ashes of Paul Bearer, that did work, because anyone who knows Percy Pringle knows he would have been on board with that. Like, go ahead, pour him out. Like, he's wrestling, but like, we didn't know Punk's history with his sister or his brother, so it was very uncomfortable, whereas Paul Bearer everyone knew. So this is another one of those situations where it's a risk.
But TV is supposed to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. Very good point.
Going through the gamut of emotions.
That sure did. Thoughts on Cesaro, Reigns, and Ziggler and Ambrose, two fantastic matches.
They mailed it in.
No, that was awesome. That, especially Cesaro Reigns, I thought. A lot of reversals happening in there.
I did declare last week I'd be fighting mad if Cesaro was not in the Final Four. So who wants to put the Dukes up?
Uh-oh. I didn't bring my Dukes.
Oh.
Only half a Duke.
My Dukes only go down.
You're wearing your Rocky gloves from 75, though.
Yeah. Thank you for noticing.
You should go for a jog in South Philly right now. You have a bunch of people following you.
Makes you think I didn't. I crawled, actually. That was where the crawl started.
Okay.
Philly.
My bad.
My bad.
So two really great matches.
Yeah, I mean, like, it didn't bother me just because, like, I didn't expect Cesaro to advance going in, so I'm just like, I just want a good match, and I got a really good match.
Sure did.
Cesaro cartwheeling up the top rope. That's
gosh.
I don't know how much more he needs to do for, like, the thing that bothered me wasn't anything in the match or him losing. It was Triple H like doing that like inset beforehand where he's like, "You could be my guy." It's just like, stop! You're twisting the blade right now. Mm-hmm. You're literally saying, "We know how great you are. We know you're the best wrestler we have. We know how much everyone loves you, but there's just that one thing you're missing."
Here's the thing. This has parallels to Daniel Bryan a couple of years ago. Do you think this is going to be... I think Cesaro has the potential, maybe not to have a massive, like, protest, but I think he has the potential to get that many people behind him that can lead him to a Daniel Bryan-style rise to WrestleMania 32.
Oh, I was saying if they wanted to get Cesaro over as a main event player, they should have just had Roman Reigns beat him in 18 seconds.
Well, that too.
And, also just the bracket seemed a little bit weird for me because, I like Reigns, don't get me wrong. The way I feel worse for him than I do, because the way they booked him was in a way that he couldn't have possibly gotten over. They're booking him as John Cena 2.0. They're giving him these horrible promos. They're booking him against people that are more beloved than he is. And now you're putting him up against Cesaro and having him lose to him, which I feel is going to create bitterness amongst people who they're trying to make like him. And yeah, he got a good match, and Cesaro hugged him to sort of vouch for him, but at the same time it's just we know this is all predetermined though. We know you're doing this to make us feel this way.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm expecting a swerve of some kind in the finals.
My thing is, I agree with you. If we get the brackets on the screen here, they could have put Cesaro in the bracket as Alberto, and then we could have Cesaro and Reigns in the final four, and people would be really stoked about it.
Yeah.
But instead we had Del Rio flat out almost literally destroy Kalisto.
Did you guys see SmackDown?
Yeah.
This past week? Did you? And Kalisto's match against Ryback?
It was great.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
That was such...
Kudos to Ryback, too.
Yeah, and I thought Corporate Kalisto was going to come all the way through. Like I said last week, I thought it was going to come to fruition.
I know.
Poor Bert the River, ever since he's come back, man.
Bert the River. I don't know what's going on.
Makes America.
He came back, it's just a house of fire. Everyone's losing their minds.
Yeah.
Because, it was, absence made the heart fonder, and we saw him in Lucha Underground, we saw him in ROH, we saw him in AAA, and we just loved him. It's this is what you could have been on your own the whole time. We love you. You're the best.
Yeah.
And then he comes back, and we're yeah, this is amazing. He beats John Cena clean.
I loved it, and he's winning with different ways, too.
Yeah, great. And then all of a sudden, he's a bad guy?
Yeah.
Oh, Zeb Coulter's with him? We hate America and Mexico. We're gonna combine them.
All the haters out there. That's what they keep talking about.
And now he has a new finisher that is convoluted and looks terrible every time he does it. And he just looks like his heart isn't in anything at all.
Because I don't think he's enjoying the storyline.
No.
But it's the storyline that he must have known about coming into it, right? I mean, they must have.
I don't know.
You think it's just for a paycheck then?
I don't know how it works with contracts.
You know how it works.
They tell you ahead of time. I know you sign a piece of paper and then you fight someone.
I'm just saying, if he was worried about the storyline, he would make sure it was right before he signed that contract. We're talking about right out the gate. We're not talking 6 months later. We're talking okay, I'm going to come back to the WWE.
Where I had a problem with racial issues.
Everything was a problem it was a very bitter split up. You're going to ask, what is your plan for me?
Yeah.
So to me, either he doesn't give a shit or he's into this for some weird reason.
He likes it.
But watching him in the Kalisto match last night, his heart's just... we saw him when his heart was into it.
Something was going on with there was a chemistry problem last night, which is weird.
There was, but even in his promos, he's just kind of there. In his matches, he's just kind of there. In Lucha Underground, I've never seen a better babyface in my entire life.
Yeah.
Where he's a man of the people.
He was great.
We are family.
Same with AAA.
Yeah, he's such a good fiery babyface, and maybe he's I'll come in as a heel and then I'll turn and it'll be this great big thing. But it's
could be.
You're coming in as a babyface regardless, and he's right back where he was before he left, where it was just he's that mid card guy that used to have promise and doesn't anymore.
I don't know how long this thing is going to go, but let's get into. Let's see, we already got those matches done. Let's do a little NXT. Little Impact update on the World Title Series, then we'll get into everything else, and we'll go from there. So, NXT, Dash and Wilder are the new NXT Tag Team Champions, defeating the Vaudevillains. Good for them. Old school tag team. They kick some ass, they take some names, and now they take the belt.
I love them. I love those
About
guys.
time we saw them on TV doing things.
Mrs. Dash and Gene Wilder together again.
That's what it is.
As a tag team.
There you go. It's weird. The Vaudevillains, I don't even know. Did they defend the titles once since like you never saw them on TV after they won the titles?
They gave Blake and Murphy their rematch, I think.
That was it.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah.
All right.
Short reign. I mean, I love those guys. I'm sad their reign wasn't longer.
Me
but
too.
Yeah. Either way, happy for Dash and Wilder. Maybe this is a move for the Vaudevillains, perhaps. Then again, I don't know.
Maybe I'm expecting Dash and Dawson will be feuding with Enzo and Cass before too long, which makes me very excited.
I would think Enzo and Cass would be the more likely to move up pair.
You would think
than Vaudevillains.
But that would be a great feud though.
Yeah, well, I mean, they also like have it built in just in terms of how they like took out Cass. A week or two ago?
They sure did. That would be fun to watch. Samoa Joe basically spoke out about why he did what he did to Finn Balor, and then he ends up Coquina clutching him and just putting him to sleep, Dale. I know you ain't happy about that.
No, but I am happy about this turn. I like Joe as a heel, and
Sure.
I think him versus Balor is going to be magic.
God damn.
So, I ain't too mad.
I should have that at Survivor Series.
They just might if they don't fill up the card.
Put it on there.
Lord.
A lot of fun stuff going on in NXT. Not to mention the fact that like Sammy and Itami are like right around the corner from coming back.
they are.
Oh,
Although
yeah.
I assume Zayn is probably going straight to the main roster.
I think Sammy's though he's closer to the new year, so it's getting there.
Yeah, like, I assume he'll be coming like for Owens' IC title or maybe world title.
That'd be fun. And I like Alexa Bliss, man. I never thought she would be able to be a heel, and she's doing a great job. And I think her and Bayley's gonna be a lot of fun.
She's amazing.
She's great.
I loved Blake and Murphy before they even like won the tag titles, just as like Murphy's a great worker.
Adding her was perfect addition.
Oh my god, it's such a fun dynamic between those three.
Didn't think she had it in her. I mean, she would come down, blow glitter out to everybody, much like Scott does when he walks in a room. And
but that's from his ass.
That's what
I gotta load up in the morning.
What kind of cereal is that?
Oh man, it's the new Frozen cereal.
Wow.
Yep.
Tummy full of ice
That's
crystals.
what you get for asking.
Yeah, it's true. I set it up.
But Alexa's pulled it off. She's turned into a really good heel, and I think it's great.
So you're saying there's a chance that Baron Corbin may be your favorite wrestler of all time?
You always.
I wish you died in the room.
So there we go. Glad you're sitting all the way on the opposite end of that table, Scotty.
What, you don't like Baron Corbin?
What?
I love Baron Corbin. I will fight you.
Are you joking?
I will fight you,
Do you really love him?
for his weird like sparrow chest tattoo on her.
He's
Okay,
being
that's okay.
sarcastic.
No, I really do like Baron Corbin. Like, he's not my favorite or anything, but he's only been trained for like 3 years. He's getting better. Like,
Johnny Peslin.
he's such a good. He's such an amazing douchebag, and that's
No, he is.
hard to come by. We
I
need
think
more
that's-
heels.
I think
we
that's
really
natural.
do. And like, look. I think the best matchup besides Bailey Sasha at that last takeover was his with Rhino against like Gable and Jordan.
It was good, very good.
And
Gable
he-
and Jordan, another team.
Oh my
hell
god,
yeah.
those guys are my jam. But Corbin held up his own. He's got some really sweet moves. Like, I don't really like the end of days, but that weird like spinning black hole slam thing he does. His punches look good enough.
Yeah,
And the balder he gets, the funnier it'll be to me.
sure.
That's what he's going for. Comedy.
Could be. Yeah, the tag team division is super strong. That's why it makes you wonder who is going to move up, because a lot of teams could actually make that jump.
Breaking ground makes me not like Baron Corbin more. Because he really is just a douchebag.
I like
It's not an
legitimate
act.
assholes. I don't like
It
you
works.
guys because you actually liked wrestling beforehand. I just want to be eating my Chipotle bowls in silence, please.
You could tell he was that football bully as
Oh, yeah.
in high school.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Mojo is also, and just him, oh, you eating over there? Yeah, you eat that bowl. I hate Mojo more watching Breaking Ground.
Really?
I am Team Baron all over Mojo.
Really? All right,
Mojo just seems like a typical frat dude.
a goofball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
So it works out.
between him and Riley, not Riley, but between him and Zack Ryder, there's, I don't know, probably at least 7-8 brain cells left. So, you know, they're a solid team.
But I just won't let my sweet, sweet Baron be besmirched while I'm around.
Well, hey, sometimes you got to stay positive.
When life gives you booty, make booty ache.
You know what I'm saying? Got to do it. Got to do
My
it.
dad used to say that.
Now we're going to move on to
Your
Scott
dad got
Narver's.
stolen from.
It's okay. Biggie is fine.
Scott Narver's favorite segment is the World Title Series Impact Wrestling. First off, great match between EC3 and Mr. Anderson. Anderson is now officially eliminated, unfortunately. Our
4,000
good friend.
points.
He has no points.
Oh.
Yeah, he went 0 for 3.
Okay.
But it was a fantastic match.
But it's like golf, though. If you get 0 points, then you move forward.
Then he wins.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Hold on a minute, player.
So now he's in. Now Anderson's back as Mr. Kennedy in the WWE World Title Tournament.
Hey, I
like it.
don't know if that...
Kennedy.
Is that how that works?
Kennedy.
About it!
Scott is having some kind of stroke.
Yeah.
Some kind of stroke. A Kennedy stroke.
The best kind.
Yeah. Oh, wait, those Scott Narver T-shit strokes again.
That's me.
Was that a show in the 80s?
Yeah. The T-shirt started Mark Paul
strokes.
Gosselaar
Yep. They
and
actually had
Bronson Pinchot.
They had a band. Yeah, Gold Gosler and Pinchot. Mm-hmm. They had the T-shit band.
Didn't last very long.
Jesse Ventura made a guest appearance in the first episode.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I remember that.
Mine fell the hardest.
Yeah.
Black Thunder, White Lightning, everybody. Eli Drake defeats...
Pinchot's from America.
There
He's
you
not a
go.
foreigner.
Eli Drake defeated Jesse Goddard, so he's now the top of his category. So
182 points.
I think he has 4.
Oh.
1,000 million.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool.
Just imagine that the people who are running this tournament have like a bunch of bingo cards in front of them. They're like their little troll doll and highlighters. Like, you get the points.
They have to stand up and yell, "Champion!"
Billy Corgan with a tumbler going, yelling out points, and Dixie's there with all the cards.
Okay, next E3.
And Willow's next door.
I like what you did there.
I tried.
Oh boy, yeah. Gail Kim defeats Madison Rayne, so Madison's eliminated. Gail is still on the hunt to be the next world heavyweight champion. As is Kong.
How's Matt Hardy doing?
He is like 9 points. He's like way ahead of everybody.
I just meant like his general disposition. How's he doing?
I haven't spoken to him.
Probably not that good.
Yeah.
Have you seen him?
He's got a baby.
He's got a baby and no title.
Still has a hard time letting go of past transgressions, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you notice on Twitter or something?
I just noticed it in his eyes.
Wow. Okay.
He's got those transgression eyes.
He's got those edge. He's got those edge betrayed me eyes.
Aww.
You know what I'm talking about.
Transgression eyes.
I don't know if he's still on some edge mess.
Well, look.
I would think not with a wife and a baby.
Yeah, you gotta stay positive.
Life gives you booty. Make booty.
That's what we're doing.
Is that his wife's name? Booty Egg?
Maybe.
Booty and
I don't
Hardy.
know. I don't know what's going on, but you
It was
know,
Reba Sky.
let's hope it keeps going.
Booty Aid sounds like a giant concert in like commemoration of rectal cancer.
That's, Susan G. Komen's out.
Yeah.
Booty Aid's in.
CM Punk don't like Susan G. Komen. so
Okay,
it's
I
all
think we should
Booty
move
Aid.
on to a segment I've been waiting to
the
bring
pink
back.
wings and
Shut up,
ribbons.
everybody. Shush.
100%.
100%.
She drinks Booty Aid.
It's time for a segment that we've been waiting long and hard for.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't say that correctly.
Good.
But it is now time for...
And now, This Week in Wrestling with Dale Rutledge.
Hey, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm Dale Rutledge.
Give us the news.
This week in wrestling, 50 years ago,
Yeah.
Mad Dog Vachon. See?
Vachon.
I have braces, guys.
I'm sorry.
Father
Are you
of
making
Luna
fun of me?
Vachon.
Yeah.
I can't talk that great. Just chill.
Sorry.
Defeated the Crusher to win the AWA Heavyweight Championship.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
And now you can say your thing about Mad Dog.
There you go, Nat.
That
Get
you
into
ruined
it.
earlier.
Get into it.
All right, cool. Scott, tell my thing about Mad Dog.
Mad Dog Vachon, his leg was actually Nat.
Yep.
That's what it was.
Yep. Diesel once used me to hit Shawn Michaels over the head.
God's
Yeah.
sake.
That's honestly not the match that got me into pro wrestling.
Really?
I'm not joking. It was the April in Your House, Good Friends, Better Enemies main event between Diesel and Shawn Michaels, no holds barred.
Okay.
My friend came over with a VHS, said, "Hey, watch this," and I watched a man pull off another man's leg to hit another man with it, and I'm like,
Hell yeah.
all right, cool, I guess I'm into this forever now.
Yeah, why not?
So thank you, Mad Dog.
That's awesome.
That's a pretty good memory. They have shades of that in TNA not too long ago.
Yeah, with our friend Sergeant Chris Melendez and Eric Young. Yeah.
Also this week in wrestling, 32 years ago in Allentown, Pennsylvania, the Soul Patrol,
My hometown! Kinda, sorta.
Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson defeated the Wild Samoans, to win the WWF Tag Team Championship. Despite the title change, though, the Wild Samoans defended the title on the house show circuit until the title changed hands on air.
There you go.
December 9th.
Got to do that TV work.
Can't do that anymore.
Get that? No, not so.
If it happens at a house show, it might as well happen on television. Really, at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Seth Rollins' injury. That's a big example.
It's gruesome.
It's really not good to watch.
It's like Mad Dog Vachon getting his leg ripped right off.
Almost.
Pretty.
Yeah.
But how about that Soul Patrol, Wild Samoans? Those two classic teams right there.
Yeah, man.
Gotta love that. Next.
Yes, you have to love it.
Yes.
26 years ago, NWA presented Clash of the Champions New York Knockout, featuring the Freebirds defeating the Road Warriors. Give me a heads up, we're going to do that shit. The Midnight Express defeating those dynamic dudes. And Ric Flair retained...
Dynamic dudes!
And Ric Flair retained the NWA World Heavyweight Championship by defeating Terry Funk in an I Quit match, which I actually did see that match a long time ago, but it was pretty awesome.
It holds up. That
Yeah.
match is tremendous.
It's just two dudes fighting.
Yep.
Terry Funk's still holding up, surprisingly.
Yeah.
He was just doing a house show I saw somewhere. I forget.
He's still
working.
wrestling. I saw him in a Legends Battle Royal a couple of years ago where the final two were he and Roddy Piper.
Oh my
and
gosh.
it ended when they did I hope it was a work shoot, because they just started screaming and cursing and throwing chairs at each other.
I would say that's probably a work shoot.
I hope so.
Knowing those two.
Yeah. I hope like it was at least worked partially.
I would imagine so.
This one has been brought up a lot recently. 17 years ago this week in wrestling, WWE Survivor Series held a title tournament in which the finals pitted The Rock versus Mankind. You might have heard of them.
Yep.
The Rock won by submission via sharpshooter, which is hard with braces to say, because Mr. McMahon called for the bell, similar to the Montreal Screwjob, which was just, I think, the year prior. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
The Rock McMahon then hugged it all out, and the tournament also featured Rock rolling up the Big Boss Man in just 4 seconds, which is that the quickest match still?
Yes, it is.
I think it is.
Suffering succotash.
It's horrible. Where's Sheamus? Anyways, but yeah, people keep alluding that they want that type of thing to happen with Reigns for this upcoming pay-per-view.
Yeah.
To get rolled up in 4 seconds?
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Finally, the build.
Good night, everybody.
Why they just shut it off?
And lastly, 10 years ago this week in wrestling, the legend Eddie Guerrero passed away in Minneapolis, Minnesota. To honor him, both Raw and SmackDown that week dropped all their storylines and had traditional wrestling matches mixed in with everybody paying tribute to Eddie.
Absolutely. And rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero.
10 years ago.
What a legend. Oy.
I think that was the first time we saw they did Rey Mysterio versus Shawn Michaels in one of those shows. If I'm not mistaken.
I think you might be right.
And that might have been the only time that match existed in a one-on-one match.
They were in Survivor Series together, but I don't know if they did one-on-ones outside of that.
My only recollection from that show was Shawn Michaels' tribute to Eddie, saying that they never wrestled, but they were religious leaders backstage, and that when he dies, they'll both wrestle in front of a crowd of one Jesus Christ.
There you go.
And it just created the greatest visual for me ever since. And when Shawn Michaels eventually dies, that's all I'll be able to think about. And I might take a painting just to do that portrait.
There you go. Can you paint?
No, but I've got hopefully time to practice.
You'll learn. That would be your mural.
Yeah.
And that was This Week in Wrestling.
And now This Week in Wrestling with Dale Rutledge.
You didn't know?
All right, let's get Chuck on the line if we can. It is time to go over our Survivor Series predictions, y'all. So right now, we don't have a hell of a lot. We have 5 matches to go over.
I predict that I will be upset if they don't add a Survivor Series match. That's my first prediction.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah, I thought maybe they make one a kickoff match, but that seems it's too long for it to be a kickoff match.
How do they got to have a kickoff match, do they not? I mean,
They always
have it every
kickoff
time.
match, yeah.
Yeah. So
Don't make a Survivor Series match a kickoff match.
that's what I'm saying. There's
That would be the
too many
worst.
eliminations to do in that short amount of time.
Yeah.
Who do you think?
Unless you have somebody just roll through the other team. And just be like the story of that
Brock
one guy
Lesnar.
pinning all. That would actually
Baron Corbin.
Jesus. No, not going to happen. Who do you think the kickoff match will be?
Ziggler, Breeze.
Anyone, because look
maybe.
how many options we have here.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll get this gentleman's thoughts on it. He comes to us from Houston, Texas. He's the pride of TCU. You can find him on Twitter at crice17. He's Chuck Rice! Yo!
What's up, gents? How you doing?
Not much. We have 3 Survivor Series matches on the card, and that's it. So we're gonna go over whatever the hell is happening on Sunday.
Every time I hear Chuck's song, I still hear Mankind singing it from when Mankind came into the studio. Remember that?
You mean Mick Foley? Santa Mick?
I mean,
Yeah.
that was
Mankind.
pretty awesome when Mankind did sing my theme song. So,
And then he also said, "Down with your trousers," for before we introduced him. It was so weird.
With no context, that's incredible.
Yeah.
It was out of context.
It was classic,
It was
classic Mick. Hey, so Chuck, who do you think? We're trying to figure stuff out. Who do you think would be the pre-show match, considering there's not even a full card yet?
well, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't
Gladly.
the semifinals and finals matches taking place at Survivor Series for the championship tournament?
Yep.
So that's at least 3 matches right there.
That's
and then
3.
you got, sorry?
Yeah, that's 3. Then we got Paige and Charlotte, and then the Destruction Brothers against Wyatt family. That's all we got.
Right, I mean, but I think that's a pretty decent card so far, so I'm not terribly upset about it.
Oh no, it's a good card. We're just trying to guess, educated guesses at what else they're gonna do.
Yeah, because God forbid that Wyatt Undertaker match go any more than like 10 minutes.
It's gonna go longer than that.
Bray Wyatt's not going to be in the damn match.
You don't think so?
No, Bray Wyatt is definitely not in that match, and that's why Undertaker and Kane will win that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Wait, Dale, you and me agree?
I know, we're kicking it off weird. You want to hang up and call back?
I'm not comfortable with it. This is not how this is supposed
Hey,
to work.
look, we're just trying to make some booty aid. It's all right.
Takes a while. Got to marinate.
So you're saying Wyatt's not even gonna wrestle? A match?
No, he's going to pick
No.
2 of the 3 that isn't him to be in that match. Almost 100%.
And so
Now,
obviously,
here's,
okay, go ahead.
here's an interesting twist that I could see happening there. I could see it being like, whichever 2 you want, it doesn't really matter, them losing, and Wyatt being like, let's do some more, and challenging them to like him and whoever's left.
Yeah, and then maybe he goes over finally.
My prediction.
And then I could see Kane getting pinned by Wyatt if that scenario went down. But if it's just the original 2-on-2, Wyatt family's losing. That's how Taker and Kane get over.
Something
And it
big.
doesn't hurt Bray.
Yeah, something big has to happen though. They keep talking about the 25th anniversary of Undertaker. You can't just have them against the Wyatt family. Not even Bray Wyatt. It just doesn't seem like it has much weight to it.
Yeah.
I'm guessing after being kidnapped twice by the Wyatts, Kane's brainwashing finally takes into effect, and he's going to be one of the guys that goes up against the Undertaker. So it's like a 5-on-1 sort of situation.
Oh my! Wait, you think Kane's gonna be? He's gonna turn on Taker?
Oh, the red sheep.
Well, that's what I was.
Yeah.
Actually, I was just thinking. Because you've heard me say it for a long time. I want to see Brothers of Destruction face each other one more time.
Yeah.
So maybe this is where I don't think it goes down like that exactly. I think it's going to go down where maybe Kane turns on Taker during the match and joins the Wyatt family.
Because, I mean, we saw the 2 of them take out the 4 of them handily 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
And then we saw, Harper and Rowan, not be able to beat the Usos.
Right.
And then we saw their druids get destroyed.
Yeah.
And, I assume the Wyatts have to win now. Otherwise, it's they've already been, completely buried. I don't like using that word, but it's just you guys are a bunch of jobbers, compared to these 2. Stop fighting them. You're only going to hurt yourselves in the big boys game. And, I mean, Kane's been kidnapped twice now by the Wyatts. So maybe the brainwashing will finally take effect, and it's a really, really, really long con for him.
Right.
And it's we let you beat us up to really convince I mean, it's going to be dumb either way, but this way at least it'll be okay, well, that makes sense that they would need Kane also to take out Undertaker. And then he'll go away for a bit and then maybe come back and face Kane at the Rumble or something, and the right now rumored match at Mania is Cena versus Taker.
What?
That's a rumor.
Why?
Because it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for his final match?
It's not his final match.
Oh.
I'm just saying this match is like it's weird. It's like the build-up's been weird.
I
The match
can't
itself is
figure
weird.
it out. Yeah, I'm hoping there's something
But
grander.
with Kane turning, that could at least make things really interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I've been hoping for all along, so that's what I'm going with.
Well, let's get into these predictions. We have The Undertaker and Kane
The true army of darkness.
taking on the Wyatt family.
You'll just be remembered as the brothers that I destroyed. For I am the one. I am Bray Wyatt.
Didn't realize how long that soundbite was.
That was Lord almighty.
Let's
Wow.
jump into it. Chuck, your prediction.
My prediction is if nothing screwy happens, Undertaker and Kane win. If it's going to go screwy, then that's Kane turning on Taker to help the Wyatts win.
Well, way to cover all ground there.
Yes.
And
Narver, go.
Brothers of Destruction.
I already said my piece.
Yeah, I think it's the Brothers of Destruction. If Bray's not in the match, if Bray is in the match, I'm hoping that Bray gets to win. But I say that every pay-per-view.
Yep.
So what else would I
Maybe
say?
you should just go the opposite route, opposite day.
This is why Bray is on the top of this shirt and Undertaker's on the bottom.
Sure.
See?
Yeah.
It's like he's getting pinned a little.
Now you're showing your belly.
That-
See,
oh,
with
you
the
don't like
t-shirt.
that?
No, I don't mind
Make
it.
a wish.
I don't mind it. I'm going to say Destruction Bros, but then maybe Kane does the turn. That way they still get the win, but then Wyatt's like, all right, got to pull out the big guns, then maybe a turn.
Oh, yeah,
I
'cause-
just got that idea from Chuck. I didn't even think about it before he said it, so I'm just agreeing with him.
I mean,
I'm glad I could help you out, Johnny.
Yes.
I mean, that's fine, but do you really need to see that again?
No, but I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm correct.
Well, you're usually not.
I'm not booking it. I'm just saying.
It's fine.
Let's move on. All right. Paige and Charlotte for the Divas Championship. Narver, go.
Boy, I think Charlotte retains.
Nat.
Charlotte.
Yeah, it's got to be Charlotte.
I'd say after what went down, I don't know how Charlotte doesn't win, but Chuck, go ahead.
It's got to be Charlotte in that one.
Yeah, that was some heavy stuff.
Yeah.
To close out Raw. All right, now time to get into this this title tournament here. We got Kevin Owens taking on Dean Ambrose.
I make the entire WWE the Ambrose Asylum.
That's right, replacing announcers with fish tanks. That's what we're doing. What do you think, everybody? Chuck, go ahead.
I'm going Ambrose.
Mm-hmm. Scotty?
Yeah, if we're not getting corporate Kalisto, we're getting corporate Ambrose.
Ooh.
Another screw job at Survivor Series.
Really?
I hope so.
I'm predicting it'll be a saltwater tank.
Okay.
Oh, expensive.
Good.
but-
Yeah,
So you're saying Ambrose.
absolutely.
See, this Survivor Series seems like a lot of this seems so predictable, but Kevin Owens already has a title.
Yeah.
Alberto does as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my point. How are we not just going to have Ambrose and Reigns?
But I think that's the best
Yeah.
option anyway. I mean, you want Ambrose versus Reigns, don't you?
Sure.
Does anything else have any kind of...
There's no
Anything to
build-up
it? Yeah.
history, right? So
And
okay.
that's where the intrigue's in it. You know, Johnny, that's where we get, will Ambrose and Reigns be able to stay friends afterwards? Will one of them turn on the other one? You know,
Yeah.
is it a respect match? What is it? You know, that's the intrigue.
That's true.
And one of these two guys will be the champion.
Yeah.
And the other one's probably going to chase the other one for it.
Right before Sheamus takes it.
Oh, son of a
It's
bitch.
just looming out there still. Sheamus.
Sheamus!
You know what, Harvard? I was having a good day today.
Yeah.
I really was. Today was a good day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and then
You
Dale
just
spoke with
ruined
his
it by bringing
braces.
that up.
See, Dale just got braces, so Scott's trying to get him to say Sheamus as much as possible.
say Chuck Grace's name.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can say that just fine.
Okay, say Sheamus.
No.
Come on, say
I don't
Sheamus.
want to say it anymore.
Say Sheamus.
Shut up!
All right,
Be a star.
Moving. No, we have no stars here. We're all bullies. Alberto Del Rio and Roman Reigns. Chuck, go ahead.
Roman Reigns, obviously.
Do we even have to do this
I don't
one?
even think there's a question in that one.
I mean,
I don't.
Makes America's two people strong. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a very good match. I think stylistically they don't mesh very well. Alberto's heart isn't in it, and I hope.
You're just assuming that his heart's not in anything right now.
His corazon is hurting.
Look, just because him and Kalisto had a weird match doesn't mean that his heart's not in it.
What are you going to do? A double stomp to a guy with a tactical vest on? That's just dumb. That's just dumb right there. It's not going to work.
You know what, Johnny? You know what I'm going to say, though, Johnny?
Yo.
Let me tell you what. If you remember a couple weeks ago, I told you what I want to see happen with this feud with my man Jack Swagger involved.
Yeah.
So, I'm hoping Swagger comes out and costs Del Rio the match, setting up that feud.
Jesus.
At least that would be interesting.
I'd be down with that.
Yeah, Jack Swagger's going to show up as Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Hey, anything can happen.
Yeah.
He wore leather a few weeks ago.
Most things can happen.
He wore leather
Yeah.
on Raw.
I think Fandango is going to interfere in the main event. That's my
Fine.
prediction.
Bring him on.
Talk about a guy whose heart's not in it.
Yeah.
To see him walk around is the saddest thing on the planet.
Aww.
Can't even go to NXT where he can at least have some fun.
He did wrestle in England on, was it SmackDown last week?
That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
what he's saying.
Yeah.
He didn't look happy to you?
No.
All right, I'm trying to be positive.
He was dancing,
So was I.
and his face was one that, like, you only love me for my theme song.
He does the Eric Young thing and then walks. Does the Eric Young thing and then walks sadly. Like, there's no saunter, there's no slides, none of that. Just to see that asshole character who used to move and glide just walk is so sad.
Yeah.
It's so sad. It's like when you get a wrestling game and they don't put any effort into creating that guy's entrance. That's what it was like for Fandango.
Yeah,
it was a last minute addition.
They did the old N64 No Mercy where they would like turn the corner by making like a hard like 90-degree turn.
They do one signature thing and then like must walk here. All right.
All right.
Maybe they'll pair him with the Evil Bunny.
Oh,
That could
Is that
help him out
true
a
that
lot.
Evil Bunny's been showing up?
What?
No, someone told me Evil Bunny's been showing up on house shows. I think someone just was fibbing me.
Braun Strowman killed the bunny when he was a child.
There you go.
It's all coming together.
So are we all saying Roman Reigns?
Yes, come
Yeah.
on.
Yes.
Believe that!
There you go.
Wait, I thought we were guessing the champion. I'm going Ambrose the whole thing.
We're going to the champion. Now we're going to say Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose by process of elimination.
Brackets.
For the World Heavyweight Championship. So Chuck, go ahead.
Well, I think Roman Reigns will win this with a heel turn.
Okay. Scotty.
I'm going corporate Ambrose.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's the storyline set with Triple H saying that you know Seth was willing to do what there was to do. He talks about Reigns. Ambrose was not mentioned. Ambrose is the guy willing to now do that and prove himself.
And Triple H has walked up to everybody except Ambrose.
And he gives them Valium, so it evens them out. No fish tanks, none of that.
Sure. Nat, you probably have some theory.
Okay, picture this.
Oh boy.
Oh, Lord.
Here we go.
Does anybody have some coffee?
Yeah.
I want the world to burn on this one. So I want Reigns to turn heel, join the Authority,
Yes.
screwing Ambrose over. Then when he goes to shake hands with the Authority, they call out Sheamus, who cashes in and beats him. So now Reigns has no friends, and he's a heel. So he spends from now till Mania trying to redeem himself.
And that's the Authority royally screwing over Reigns.
Exactly.
Kind of, even though they let him win the title.
They let him win the title, but then they bring Sheamus out, and Sheamus is their corporate champion. And Ambrose is like, the hell, dude? He's like,
Well, essentially,
I thought that would turn out better for me.
Essentially, they could do the same thing with Ambrose, and then that would make Ambrose a weird kind of heel.
Yeah.
See, I pick the same as Scott because I feel like Ambrose doesn't have a lot to do storyline-wise. He doesn't really have... Reigns, to make him heel, who's going to be the face... I don't know how long Cena is out, but I know it's for a little bit longer.
I feel like Cena versus Reigns is like a match we haven't really seen yet, and people want to see.
But you could do that with them both being face as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could.
But I feel like, if you turn Reigns heel right here, you could have Ambrose playing that babyface role for a bit as his antagonist, and I feel like he could fill that role very well right now.
No, Ambrose can be like a modern version. I don't want to compare him to like Stone Cold, but he could be that like vigilante, pissed off
Pillman.
Yeah, Pillman stuff.
Yeah. Who is often compared to Stone Cold.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Ambrose doing it better just because it's less expected. I think WWE likes Reigns as a face.
And I think the chase is there better with Reigns going after Ambrose.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Your theory, though, Nat, was pretty solid. Reigns turns, has people booing him anyway, but then what are you going to have? Reigns versus Sheamus, where people hate him both?
I just like the idea of a complex character, because we haven't really seen that before, where he's a guy who... I mean, the whole thing was like, I've worked too hard and come too far to sell out now. And so it's almost like, okay, so you're going to sell out, or your buddy's going to sell out. I want to see him sell out, and he sold out, like he sold his soul, and then he got nothing for it. It's like a Twilight Zone ending. And now, like...
And it ends with him on his knees, looking up at the sky, going, why?
I don't have any glasses!
Money for Sonny!
Money for Sonny! She needs it, Johnny. She needs it so bad.
I know she needs the money.
So bad.
Okay, I have no theory any better than what you guys said.
I just don't know where that leaves him in the long run. That's all.
You know,
They tried with
Sheamus.
him. They tried.
Sheamus has to catch it at some point. Go ahead, Chuck.
If they leave this pay-per-view with Sheamus as the champion, I'm going to be very pissed off.
Yep.
Well, I'll be going to a Thanksgiving potluck, and I predict that the turkey will be moist and the mashed potatoes fluffy.
I thought you were going to go gobbledygooker reference, but you did not.
No,
I'm working on the costume.
Don't tell me you're the gobbledygooker! Old Mean Gene. Well, hell. Either way, we're looking forward to it. We don't know. Maybe we'll get a couple matches that get added to the card after we record this. Well, that's just, party on if they do. Other than that, we got a hell of a show. Is there anything else we need to do? I don't think we do. We good?
We finish here?
I think we're pretty much good. We all put ourselves over and we take this one home.
What's coming up soon, Johnny? What's coming up next week?
Well, this is the Go Home Slamcast.
Go home. That's your home.
Let's see, in a couple weeks, live show, December 8th, Tuesday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're doing our live 100th episode. So make sure you plan your calendars for that and join us, and you can call in and all that stuff. So we got that going on. Championship Wrestling from Hollywood is coming up this Sunday. We have a taping up in Ventura County, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Last taping was amazing, so if you're in SoCal, come out and watch it. And then we could all watch Survivor Series later on together.
Sweet.
And, I'm going to Boston. Whistle Sports Epic Tour. If you're in Boston, we're going to be there this weekend at Fenway Park for Notre Dame and Boston College. That'll be pretty cool. Chuck Rice, put yourself over.
You can find me on Twitter at CRice17. And, of course, I want to send a thank you to my buddy Lance Hoyt for his helping me in my latest venture on Twitter, trying to get Melissa Joan Hart to come on the show.
Yeah, the campaign has begun. We're getting a lot of tweets about it. It's pretty sweet. We're trying.
Yeah, we are. She'll have to cave eventually and come on.
I don't see why not.
So thank you, Lance.
There you go. Scotty!
You can follow me on Twitter at Curtain Jerks, and you can listen to my comedy wrestling podcast, Curtain Jerks, available on iTunes and SoundCloud. And you can go back a couple weeks and you can listen to Blue Pants on the podcast.
Really?
Yeah,
she must have been awesome.
The cookie debate is on between her and wrestling memes. So, what is a cookie? Is it UK? Is it a biscuit? Is it a cookie? What is what?
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta listen to find out.
I guess I may. Nat?
That's funny.
You can find me listening to that debate. That sounds incredible.
Hell yeah, buddy.
But until then, you can find me on Twitter at NatBamel. You can find me December 4th and 5th at Laughs Comedy Cafe in Tucson, and December 9th through 13th at House of Comedy in Phoenix.
Boom. Dale!
YouTube.com/dishing on movies. You can find some really good food to eat that'll get caught in your braces.
You're breaking. Gosh.
You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at The Walking Deal.
That's right. Pennsylvania, I'm coming home. Wednesday, December 23rd in Bethlehem, comedy show at Steel Stacks and Arts Quest. Hit me up on social media for that. Also doing a couple shows in Philadelphia, December 19th and 20th. So if you're in Philly, please come out to those shows as well. Other than that, we'll see you next week, guys. Thank you so much.
Wrestling buddies want to be your buddy.
What's going on?
Hey, buddy. Buddy!
You got me mad now.